Hi guys, you're very welcome along. This is Alpha Omega occasionally on this absolutely boiling hot night here in Bangkok. The temperatures here today got up as far as 40, and I'll be heading to Pontutini just after this live stream. My wife is heading up there for the weekend. I'm heading up there tonight with her, spend the day up there, maybe shoot a video from there for Alpha Omega, and then back down to Bangkok tomorrow night to do a live stream for the Big Picture Panorama. But it's great to have you all there, lads. You're very welcome along. This is one of those times, well, one of those unique times where we have a live stream on this channel. So let me know who you are, where you're from, and what you're doing. One of the things that I just wanted to point out on this, if you're we've got one person in the house. Hello. This is a total contrast to my Big Picture live streams. We were in Sukhumvit. We went down to Soy Cowboy on what night was it? This is Friday. I think it was Wednesday night, and that was a wacky time. I can tell you. That's only the third time I've ever been down to Soy Cowboy in the 11 years that I've been here. I consider it a complete waste of money. Absolute complete waste of money. You walk down there, you can see what's going on. You know, the girls in their bikinis. They only want to get you in there to extract the money from you, and that's it. It's as simple as that. That's what it's all about. But however, we were down there, we did that. So you're very welcome, guys. This is it's just gone 8:30 here in Bangkok, and just to point out that the Wig Wang night market, where I do my videos for the Big Picture Panorama, I found out the reason, and I pointed out in an upcoming video, in the next video for Big Picture Panorama, which comes up within the next 4 hours. But I found out last night why they don't sell food in Wig Wang night market anymore. And it is because some people, motorists, and I'll go like this because I don't want to get too much into details on this subject, but certain people, certain motorists complained to the local authority that the street food was interrupting traffic flow. And that's absolute baloney. Absolute baloney. The street food doesn't go on sale till they don't start selling till 9:30, and they're more or less all gone by 2:30, 3 o'clock. So what traffic flow would you be disturbing between 9:30 and 3 a.m.? You know, but they've stopped it and they've killed it. They've absolutely put a knife through the lifeblood of that market, which I was reliably informed there's been a market there for the last 50 years, and they just put a knife through it. A local economy devastated. Kieran, hello from Glasgow. How are you doing? Good to have you on board. I haven't heard from you before, I don't think, but you're very welcome along. This is Alpha Omega occasionally, and I'm talking about the Wig Wang night market where I shoot my videos. Some videos I do. It's only 750 meters away from where I am. I do some videos on this channel in Wig Wang night market during the day, and I do my Big Picture Panorama stuff at night. But I'm going to have to look for a new venue because the fact that they're not selling street food has meant that there's nobody, well, I'm saying nobody, but a huge decrease in the amount of people that go to that market. That used to be absolutely electric. I was down there last night, and it took me 4 hours to interview 5 girls. That's how tedious it was. So I'll be moving on to maybe Jod Freres. I don't like doing Sukhumvit too much because the girls in Sukhumvit don't look looking at the camera. But that's the way it is. So William Sparks, hello to you. Enjoy your videos and live streams. I am an expat living in Bangkok, central La Prau. Oh, I used to work down in La Prau. You're not too far away from me. You know where we are. We're Rashid Afasik here, so we're pretty close to La Prau. Howdy, Tumblr. How are you getting on? It's good to have you along, lads. Thank you very much indeed. Just going on earlier about the fact that the authorities have actually put a knife through the local economy here, Wig Wang market, and the street traders are not allowed to sell food anymore. It's an absolute, it just doesn't make sense. But you see, the Thais just put up with that. They don't, you know, if you did that elsewhere, they might have a protest about it, but they just put up with it. And it's just kind of done now. And there's nothing you can do about it. Seascapes is there. Seascapes reminding you all that if you want to help the channel along, you can buy me a coffee. Harry is just coming back now. Is he? Yes, he is. He's out swimming. There he is there. He's just coming back from the pool. and his mother as well. He'd be getting ready to go to Pontutini as soon as this stream finishes. She'll be doing the driving for obvious reasons. And there she is there, her good self. So basically, they put a knife through the local economy. Has anyone got any thoughts on that? Laz, you're quite familiar with Thailand. You've been here, you've lived here. The local authority, somebody complained to the local authority that the street traders, the stalls were interfering with traffic flow, and therefore they have banned the street traders from selling. And I just said, if that was my wife who went and complained, do you think anything would happen? Probably not. If I had complained, do you think well, probably not. Somebody in a position, let's say, must have complained. So, but that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. It's I'm disappointed and annoyed. I'm disappointed and annoyed by the fact that nobody says anything. It just happened, and I didn't know about it until I was going down there for the last 2 weeks, not knowing what was going on. I thought it had something to do with Songkran. And a guy actually told me last night what the crack was. Bruce Davis, how you getting on? Bruce says, hello, brother. Good morning, good evening to everyone. And Tom Laura says, the MAF will miss the money and have to talk to the right. Well, I don't want to go into too much detail on that. And I know exactly who you're talking about there. But I'll put it this way. The footfall has been decimated. I mean, decimated. And tourism, there were thousands of Chinese coming to Wig Wang night market just for that reason, to buy durian and to sample the food. And it's not there. Well, it is there. The restaurants are still selling, but that's off the street, you see. But they're not there. They're gone. And then the local economy has actually suffered as a result. Bruce Davis just came in. Why are they not selling the food? They're not selling the food, Bruce, because somebody reported or complained to the local authority, whoever they are, that the food traders were interfering with traffic flow. And as I say, what traffic flow would you interfere with between midnight, say, and 3 a.m. or 10 p.m. and 3 a.m.? It's not going to cost, and it's only a 750-meter stretch of road. We're not talking about a major artery here, like the major Rashid Afasik Road or Leprau. We're talking about a 2-lane, 1 lane either way street. But anyway, you can tell I'm frustrated by it. I got that silver thing from YouTube as a direct result of making my videos in Wig Wang Market. That's what that came from. And I've been told that they will start selling food after 1 o'clock in the morning. And I was there last night at 1 o'clock. In the next video going out, you'll see me. I tell you, I'm there at 1 o'clock in the morning, and there was no one selling food. Because who's going to start setting up a stall? They got to put all these tubular pipes together and their covers, and there's a lot of setting up to be done. So who's going to set up at 1 o'clock in the morning only to take it down again at 4 o'clock in the morning? Because that's when they have to take it down. But it's very... Bruce says the traffic every day, night. Traffic every day, night. Well, the traffic is constant there, but there's never been an issue. I drive. I have a car and I have my electric motorcycle. I go up and down there all the time, at all hours of the day and night. There's never an issue. It's just the way it goes. You see, Thailand is Thailand. It's the land of surprises. And once you think you know what's going on, you realize you don't. There's, if you're, I don't want to talk about the saving face, but we just say that a Thai will tell you they'll meet you at a certain time, and they've absolutely no intention of meeting you at that time because they're only saying it to you because they think that's what you want to hear. And I get roped into that all the time. I say, oh yeah, I'll see that. And it's not what but you just got to get used to it. I was talking to a friend of mine today who lives in Australia, and he said he just couldn't hack living here. Culturally, it's completely different. And when things like this happen, it highlights that cultural difference because nobody says anything. A huge tidal wave of change has gone through the local economy here, and no one says anything. It's just accepted. I was a teacher in a Thai school for 3.5 years, and a student had never, ever, ever asked me a question, and I'm not exaggerating. Never, other than can I go to the toilet or can I go home, but no questions pertinent to the content of the lesson, let's say. And after a while, I went to the principal and I said, I'm concerned about the fact that the students aren't asking questions. I was thinking, is it something that I was doing was wrong? And she said, no. She said, this is Thailand. It's considered rude for a student to interrupt a teacher during a lesson. And I said, well, how are they supposed to learn? Well, you see, that's why then I realized I knew then that's why Thais don't ask questions. They consider it rude to ask too many questions. So that's what they just don't bother. But I just want to say at this point, I want to thank you all for your support to both this channel and the big picture El Panorama. Without you guys, it would be absolutely nothing. I mean that. It would be absolutely nothing. I'm trying to get a tax thing sorted here as well. Thailand is changing hugely. I'm trying to get a tax thing sorted here, and I'm just running into bureaucracy after bureaucracy after bureaucracy. I've got documents and stuff, and I forwarded them on to Google, which were looking for them, and they said that they're not the documents they were looking for. I got registered. I gave my registration number. It's not the document they're looking for. There's so much red tape. It's unbelievable. Bruce Davis, it's only hurt the economy. It's only hurt the economy and the people that are cooking and making the food. Well, it has a knock-on effect as well. There's other restaurants there, and there's bars. There's Wig Wang Terrace, the Park Terrace, the Unique Bar. They survive to a huge extent on the volume of footfall, the volume of people that go to that market. And that football has been cut huge. I mean, cut. It's been annihilated. I'm not just trying to plug the video. Watch the video on Big Picture tonight. It's going up within the next 4 hours. And basically speaking, I was there last night and I document all of this. You can see it. So if the footfall is less in the general area, the bars that we call it sponge trading almost, they're feeding off the footfall of the market. They're going to suffer as well. I think that Park Terraces, it probably has its name. It will sustain itself because it's such a wonderful place. It's a wonderful place. I met a singer from Park Terrace last night, and she wanted to go for a drink with me. She's in the video. She's in Kitty is her name, but she won't be watching this because she doesn't know about this channel. She only knows about the other one. But Park Terraces will sustain itself. Wig Wang Terrace is right in the market. Right in the market. Park Terrace is up the top on Ratchet Road. But Wig Wang Terrace, there's only about 200 meters between them. But Wig Wang Terrace is in the market. It'll have to have an effect. It will have to have an effect. I always say it. I had a friend of mine, I'd say this again, a good friend of mine from Australia. He was drinking Carlton Dry. If you're from Australia, you'll know that. And he started drinking Leo when he came here for a holiday. And when he went back, he switched to Leo. Apparently, you can buy Leo in Aldi in parts of Australia. David X, hello to you. Tax, the bane of my existence. I hear you, bro. I agree with you. I agree with you. On Google, if you have an AdSense account on Google, regardless of what jurisdiction you live in, i.e. Thailand or wherever, you have to pay, I think it's 5% to the IRS. And my argument there is, in what way do I benefit from that payment? I cannot avail of public services in the United States because I'm not a citizen. So why am I paying tax in the United States? It doesn't make sense. But you see, it does because there's only two certainties in life. And we all know what they are. And it's as simple as that. And tax is one of them. So it's just one of those things. If you live in Norway and you pay tax, you pay 70% I don't know what the exact figure is. I think it's up around that. But you see, you see the benefits. The benefits are tangible. Do you know in Oslo you don't pay to recharge your electric car? It's all free. And our Norwegian government subsidizes that is they put a high tax on fossil fuel cars. So the high tax pays for the electricity. So you get free electricity. That's an incentive. That's a great idea, actually. White Rabbit, hello to you. Third certainty, irony. Yeah, well, that's probably it. Yes, That's probably it indeed. But look, I've got to the stage now where uh, living in Thailand, you've got to just be prepared to be surprised all the time. That's it. And don't let it shock you when just things go funny. Just something that happens that's just fun. I was stopped. I made a video about this about illogical. It wasn't a very popular video. I don't know why, but I was stopped. You probably saw this video. I was stopped by a police officer for not wearing a seatbelt, and my wife and son were sitting in the passenger seat beside me. And he ignored them. He ignored the fact that my 5-year-old son was sitting on my wife's lap in the front passenger seat of the car, unrestrained. And he just went like that, fasten your belt, and I fastened my belt and went on my way. And I couldn't understand. And I said, why didn't he get onto me for carrying a 5-year-old unrestrained? But see, this is Thailand. It's a different world. And see, that's the attraction of the place. I might sound negative. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying it's different. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's different. And that's the attraction of it. That's the attraction of Wig Wang night market, that you could, there was no restrictions. There was no, anyone could go down there if you were, or as long as they were Thai, anyone could go down there and start selling. There was a guy who was selling, oh, by the way, that girl that does the roti, what's her name? The sexy girl that does the roti. A lot of fellas says I should interview her. I did interview her. I met her in Wig Wang night market. She's on my channel. I interviewed her. I didn't recognize her because she was wearing a baseball cap and a t-shirt. She was all covered up. I just didn't recognize her. I would have recognized her if she was dressed the way she dresses when she sells roti. But there's other guys there that were selling roti. There was other guys there selling shrimp, pad thai, the whole lot, all jewelry, all kinds of stuff, and they're all gone. And it's very sad. It's extremely sad. I'm going to wet the whistle with this. That is a very drinkable drink. Bruce Davis, poi is her. That's right, poi. Well, I don't know. I forget the video. She's actually in the thumbnail of the video that I interviewed. I was just walking around my camera, and she was there making a video. She has a camera woman. It's her sister, actually. Her sister was holding the camera. She told me it was her sister, and she was tasting food, and she was making a video. But she has millions of subscribers. Do you think she gave me a shout out? I gave her a shout out. I put it on my video. I said, there she is. There's her channel. Subscribe to her. But I didn't get that back. Not that I didn't. You wouldn't ask, just you probably would expect. David X. I left Canada. Went to Europe. My favorite thing was dating Asian women in Canada. Made great girlfriends. Was different than dating Asian women in their homelands. You notice this. I can say that dating Asian women is a lot less of a hassle, let's say, than dating Western women. And one of the reasons I say that is because when I make a video, and I don't interview them anymore, but when I made this point lots of times, when I interview European girls, 9 times out of 10, when they see the content of the channel, they'll send me an email or contact me another way to say that they want to be removed from the videos because I'm what is it? I'm sexual. One Dutch girl said I was sexualizing women, and I said I'm not sexualizing anybody. They dress the way they want to dress. I just point the camera. I mean, that's all I do. But you see, to be honest with you, David, I think that I much prefer the attitude of Asian girls to Western girls. Somebody made a brilliant comment a while back. Western women are lost in their entitlement. And I thought that was one of the most poetic and accurate ways of saying it. They're lost in their entitlement. Bruce Davis, so did you have a few beers with beer? In the video coming up on big picture, I met her down the lane. I said, here's my favorite girl. She walked up towards me. She had a bag of food. She said she was going to meet a friend and said, give me 5 minutes. And I kind of said, I'll meet you here. There's the woman who sells the beer down the laneway. I said, I'll meet you here or I'll meet you over, because her relatives have a restaurant on the far side of the road. She sits there drinking Leo. And I just said, I'll see it. But you know what happened? I was in such I had to get my interviews done. There wasn't many people in the market, so I had to concentrate, and I completely forgot. And by the time I was there last night at 2:00, just trying to get my quota. But no, look, I see Beer every other day, and she's absolutely stunning without makeup. She is absolutely a natural, absolute. She called me once at 2 o'clock in the morning. I was asleep, obviously. She called me online and she sent a message. Where are you? I want to go for a drink. I want to meet you for a drink. So Harry's calling me. Yes, Harry. Okay, I'm busy now, Harry. I'm busy. So you see, this is what I have to put up with. Harry's on a school holidays. The door is open. We live in a 30 square meter apartment. This is our studio. 1 second. Studio apartment, more like. So close that over. But I'm taking care of Harry all day. I'd love to put up videos on Alpha Omega during the day and go somewhere interesting. But see, the schools are closed here till the 9th of May. Yes, the 9th of May. And when that happens, I'll have free time during the day to be able to go and make, I think, more compelling, interesting videos for Alpha Omega. The content at the moment is when I feel passionate about a subject, I'll be able to rant about that subject and I'll give it my all. But you know, if you're waiting to be passionate about, to speak about a subject you're passionate about, you could be waiting a long time. So I haven't put up a video on Alpha Omega for 4 days. There's been one coming up. Well, I'll record one tomorrow night, and or tomorrow when I'm up in Pontoochene. I'll drive back down to Bangkok, leave her up there with her mother. Yeah, her mother is 95 and she is being looked after by her brother and his girlfriend, his Myanmar girlfriend, Burmese girlfriend, lovely girl actually, and they've got a kid. And if you think I'm bad for having Harry when I was 54, her brother is a year older than me and he's got a 3-year-old daughter. There you are. Second time round for him as well. But so yeah, that's where I'll be. So I haven't put up a video for Alpha Omega in 4 days. I'm, you know, I'd love to put. I see. You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to go down to the market tonight and do a video for Alpha Omega, ranting about the fact that they put a knife through the heart of the community here with stopping food sales. They wanted to do that in Sukhumvit a few years ago, and I say they. I'm not going to mention any names, but there was talk of that, and thankfully they stopped it, because stopping street food. That's what Thailand's all about. I mean, that's the whole essence. That's the essence of the place, and that's why people come here. And if you look at any YouTuber, that's what, look at the Rotty one, Poi or whatever her name is. That's what it's all about. And why they just decide to, it just doesn't, I cannot understand it. It's like the Pope saying he's not going to say mass, you know. Bruce Davis. Oh yeah. Peter, hello Peter. Send him D. Okay, Peter. So buy the man a beer. Yes, thank you very much indeed, Peter. I appreciate it. You can buy me a coffee, but that's only a pseudonym for Leo, to be honest with you, Bruce Davis. I want to know that I appreciate these live streams to just sit back, chat with each other. Yeah, well, that's what it's all about. This is like sitting in a pub, having a chat, barstool politics, I suppose. Andy Gomez, good to have you. Yeah, it's not good if they get rid of all the street food in Thailand. It'll take away from the soul of the place. It will. It absolutely will. It's very short-sighted. That's what I'll say. It's very short-sighted. Bruce Davis, I stopped going to Rotty channel. She never says hi. You see, I'm not saying nothing bad about her, but I just say that she didn't promote my channel when I promoted hers, and I met her on my turf, as it were. But whatever. If she's got that many subscribers, it's very hard, I suppose, to get back to comments to everybody. I don't know. Bruce is saying hello to Peter. But basically, excuse me, I haven't had anything to eat today since about 3 o'clock, and it's now 9 o'clock. I'm doing very well. I don't like eating. The Thais do this. They eat and drink at the same time. I just can't, and I've never been able to do that. And I speak to any Irish person I speak to, they're always the same. They're just, it doesn't work. You don't eat food. You might eat, as you say in the States, potato chips or peanuts. Yeah, we do that. You'll do that. Have a nibble, but you're not going to have a meal while you're having a beer. It just doesn't equate. It doesn't equate. Glass of wine, maybe. Maybe. Bruce Davis, I'm not saying anything bad about Rotti. Like watch her make. Yeah, I'm just saying that. Look, I didn't think you were saying that bad. I'm just saying that she doesn't say hi. I don't think it's out of badness. I just think it's out of the fact that she just has so many things. But you know, isn't it wonderful? If I or you had a physique like her, all we'd have to do is jump up and down cooking food, wearing a skimpy top, and you'll have millions of subscribers. I mean, you know, that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. Andy Gomez, Bruce, it's not bad. All just an observation. No offense taken. Absolutely, just an observation. I think that she's doing a fine job. She's got her niche. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's making big money. She's making big money. There's some Thai YouTubers who are huge, and you think to yourself, God, they're limited because they only speak Thai, and their channel, their videos are all written in Thai. So I mean, they only have an audience of 70. Well, it's not even 68 million. But I mean, how many of that 68 million watch YouTube? Probably less than half. So, but still, they get it. They have some following. They have some following. I've met a few of them in the market here. One girl had 14 million subscribers. I forget her name. Another fella had about 20 million subscribers. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The Thais love Thailand. They love their culture. They love their country. They're very, you know, you stand for the national anthem on the street. Not everywhere, but in certain places. You stand. I remember doing it in Ceylon. I was going to a course, actually. I was studying just about 10 years ago. And I remember getting off the MRT at 8 o'clock in the morning. Bad Nelika. You heard it on a tannoy. 8 o'clock. Bad Nelika. And boom. And they play the anthem. And everyone would stand still. They love their country. Again, there's nothing wrong with it, but I'm just saying we don't have that passion in the West. In Ireland, we certainly don't. Well, we're passionate about, yes, we are. We love our country like anybody else, but we don't stand on the street for the national anthem, you know. And we don't take offense if someone says they don't like Guinness. But if you say to someone you don't like Thai food, they're very defensive of that kind of stuff. Bruce Davis, oh yeah, I understand that, Andy. But there's something to take note of. If you want to stay on side with the Thais, they don't try to create offense. One of the things about Suckenberg, for example, I was doing a live stream from there on Wednesday night. I felt I was demoted straight away to a tourist because nobody, I was walking around with the phone on a gimbal, of the gimbal there somewhere, and people were speaking to me in English because they assumed I couldn't speak Thai. But where I am here, well, I suppose people know me and stuff like that. But here, no one speaks English anyway, because most of them can't. But I did that video from Sukhumvit, and do you know, I didn't do anything wrong. I can tell you now, hand on my heart, I did nothing wrong. I went home and I was intact, let's say. But my wallet wasn't intact because I drank with the mamzam of a bar in Soy 22. And she was drinking Sing, small bottles. I was drinking small bottles of Leo. They don't have the large ones. But you're paying top dollar. Obviously, the rents are huge. I'm not giving out. I'm not criticizing. I'm criticizing. I'm offering a critique, but not a negative one. But yeah, it's expensive. And I looked at I'd spent it all on the phone. You see, here a lot of people don't use cash anymore. It's probably the same all over the world. So you use the scan on the phone. I offloaded about 2,500 baht, and that was without doing that. When I say without doing that, and I didn't go off with any individual, let's say, all I did was drink, and I went from one place to another, and one bill was 780 baht. I don't know. I won't be going to Sukhumvit that often. I'll stick to, you see, itchy ear. something crawled into my ear. I'll stick to the locality, and what I'm thinking of doing is going down to Jod Freres. Jod Freres isn't a patch on Wig Wang. It just doesn't have the it doesn't have the soul. But we give it a go. But for this channel, I hope that you're enjoying the content. I try to keep it argumentative, if you know what I mean. I try. It's to generate an argument, to generate a topic, and I get, the amount of comments that come in on this channel is huge compared to that one. That one's got 138,000 subscribers. Alpha Omega's got about 6,000 something. It's about 6,000 something. But it resonates. It resonates. The videos on Alpha Omega resonate with people, and it's wonderful to get the response. And I do it as a therapy. That's something else you've got to remember about coming to live in Thailand. You feel very isolated. And YouTube for me is a therapy, because this is almost a therapy. I'm sitting here with a beer talking to you guys. It's wonderful. And we got 36 people in the house, and it's fantastic. 11 likes. Click the like button, lads. Please do. I also have a link here. I think I still have the link. Yeah, there's a link for Buy Me a Coffee. If you want to do that to support the channel, I'd welcome it. I'd welcome it. I run this like a business, and I run it on a cost to sell. And on Wednesday night in Sukhumvit, I spent more money than I earned on that live stream. YouTube decided to limit the monetization because I walked down Soy Cowboy. I appealed it, and they denied the appeal. It's not suitable for most advertisers, and the only reason for that is because I walked down Soy Cowboy and the girls were scantily clad. I don't know, but that's the way they do it. That's the way it is. So I'm going to get another Leo out of the fridge. The fridge is just there. Have it. Wait for me for 1 second. Don't go away. Don't go anywhere. I'll grab this Leo, and it's going to be ice cold. That Leo there is a little bit tepid, a little bit on the tepid side, because I was doing too much talking. Now I have to go to Pontutini after this with her, and she wants to go in her car. She wants to go in her car. Rather, she has her car all loaded up. She drives a Corolla, and it's small. But I'll have to sit in the back seat all the way up to Pontutini tonight with Harry. Hopefully he'll go to sleep. And I'll probably bring a few of these with me as I'm going. But the benefit of that is we'll go to Pontutini tonight, sleep over. She'll do all the things. Her mother's up there, you see. God, she'll look after her. Basically, do whatever we have to do tomorrow. But I'll be back down here tomorrow night. I'll drive back down and then drive back up on Sunday to bring her home. And thank you very much, Laz. You're so kind. You're so kind. Thank you so much for your support. I just want to say, Tumblr is one of the greatest supporters to both this channel and the big picture panorama. It's wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now this even tastes sweeter, if it can. That is definitely tepid. The mercury got up to 40 degrees here today. 40. I actually took a photo of it and sent it to a friend of mine, because 1 second, here it is here, just to show you. This was in the car. I don't know if you can see that. Hang on, if I can angle it. You can probably just about see that. It's 40 degrees. And that was in the car. And just before we left the house, it was 37, feels like 48. That was this afternoon at about 2 o'clock. It's unbearable. Johnny Big Lips, how are you? Do you see what happened on the channel Thai Talk with Dan? No, I didn't. Tell me about it. I know him. I know. I've had not conversation. He used parts of my videos on one of his videos, and I asked him politely to take it down, and he did. But tell me what he did. Tell me what happened. Santi Sabai Life. Hello, everyone. I'm 30 minutes late, but I'm here. Good man yourself. It's good to have you along. Andy Gomez, it was 42 here up north today. There you go. Keep it real. Tim, how are you? Hi, Dave, all throughout the world. It's good to have you, Tim. How are things in Canada? But I'm eager to find out, Johnny Big Lips, what happened to Thai Talk with Dan? He has a good channel. I haven't watched his channel recently, but I'm keen to find out what happened. I know he had problems with monetization because of the type of content he was doing, telling stories that were a little bit provocative, I suppose you could say. But I think he delivers it very well, and fair play to him. And I wish him every success. Bruce Davis, Auntie, so is 42 like 102? I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know Fahrenheit. I don't know Fahrenheit at all. 42. It's well over 100. It's well over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It's hot. It's hot, and it's very. Here's Harry. Look, or it's not Harry. Sorry. I thought the door was being opened very slowly. I thought that was Harry. You see, this place is so small. Thai apartments, by the way. You can see the size of this place. This is 30 square meters. There's a reception room. In other words, the door is there. That's the door outside. There's a door out to the corridor out there, just there. I could actually. My hand is outstretched. It's another three meters. That's a meter. Let's say it's 3 meters from the tip of my hand to the door. Now for that's costs we paid $117,000 for that, and you pay in rent for any of the places here between 12,000 and 15,000 Thai baht per month. With that, you get a swimming pool, a gym, and 24-hour security, car parking, and all that kind of stuff. But you can see how small it is. It's pretty small, and there's no kitchen. That's another thing you got to get. You see, it's like, getting ready for Pontutini there. Bruce Davis, well, I've got to learn Celsius so I can understand. Yeah, well, if you're living in Thailand, if you come here, you'll have to learn Celsius because they haven't a clue about Fahrenheit. And Bruce Davis says hello to Tim and keep it real. Andy Gomez, Bruce, that's just under 108 Fahrenheit. There you go. Thank you very much, Andy. Didn't know that. Johnny Big Lips, he made videos about problems he's having with his ex-missus. Then she gave an interview on another channel to respond. Oh, I didn't know that. At all. God almighty, that's probably washing your dirty linen in public. I didn't know that. But I'd have to. You see, now I'm curious. And there's Harry. What's going on? I'm not finished yet, Harry. I'm not finished. You go back into mommy. You see how small this place is. I'm going to have to close that door. Close the door, Harry. Close the door. Good boy. Harry is bilingual, by the way. He speaks Thai and English. Oh my God, Bruce Davis says, well, Andy, that's smoking hot. It is smoking hot. And Santi, the other interview she gave was, oh, I didn't realize that. At all. Okay. Yeah, Bruce, it's absolutely baking hot. Well, it's still now. I've got the fan on there. It's probably blown into the mic. I don't know. But there's no way I could sit here without a fan. I have the aircon on up above me as well, which is something I don't usually have on until I'm going to bed. But this is the hottest time of the year. Excuse me. It has, I remember, this is February, March, April. It gets up into the late 30s, 40s. But I've never remembered it. Pontutini is ridiculous. Do you know what she did last week in Pontutini? I never saw her do this before. She was watering the garden and she just put the hose on her head and she just drenched herself with the water and then sat in front of a fan. It was that hot. It was like a cauldron. I couldn't do anything. I swept leaves up on the driveway for 10 minutes doing that. I had to lie down on the bed. I actually got, punched holes into 2 empty bottles of water and put ice into them, tied them behind the fan, and it blows the cold air through the bottles, the ice, and it helps. But it didn't help enough. Harry, go into Mammy. Bring that with you. Harry's got donuts here. So it's donut time for Harry. Good boy. And close the door, son. Close the door. So yeah, so if you're coming here at this time of year, remember it is roasting toasting. Bruce Davis, Andy. So 4 years ago, we had about 10 days where it got to 120. 10-day, then 100, and then for 3.5 months here in Portland, Oregon, it never get that hot. And Andy says, Santi, I don't see any interview with her on Thursday nights. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't know. Maybe it's there. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Maybe it's under a different name or something. Maybe it was on a live stream. Could well be. I don't know. But there's a bit of a community there. There's a bit of a YouTube community here in Thailand, and I'm not really part of it. Not that I don't want to be, but it's just not part of it. I've met retired working for you. I'm not plugging here. I'm not dropping names. I'm just saying. I've met retired working for you. I was shooting the video on Succumbit, and so was he. And I just said hello. I didn't tell him my channel name. I wasn't asking for that. And he was, I just say he was very busy. He hadn't got time to speak, let's say, I suppose. And I've met one or two others. I'm very friendly with Brett Dev. If you know who Brett Dev is, he's up in Chiang Mai. He makes videos about digital nomads. He's well into that kind of stuff. Brett Dev, BRETTDEV. Brett Dev, wonderful guy, and lovely channel. How your Leo brother Bruce is saying. Hang on 1 second. I'll catch up on this. Johnny Big Lips. Both channels removed their videos. Oh, there you go. It must have been fairly juicy. I don't know, but I just don't think that you wash your dirty linen on YouTube. I don't. I wouldn't say that's a good idea. Bruce Davis. The Leo is lovely. It's lovely. It's very silky smooth. That's the thing about this beer. It's very, very nice. That's only 39 baht. 39 baht in 7-Eleven. And you can pay 120 baht for the equivalent in the small bottle in Succumbit. Why would you? Why would you? You see, I suppose if you go to Succumbit, you're going on holiday. So you've saved up. Harry, bring the box. He's coming in and out for donuts. The box is here. Bring the box in with you. But if you're on holiday, you're on holiday, and you've saved up the money. So if you're going to stay here for 2 weeks, you're going to go through $5,000 dollars wise. I don't know if you agree with me. You're going to have about $5,000 to really have a blast. So go down to Succumbit, go to wherever you want to go and enjoy it. But if you live here, I paid 300 baht. I'm going to close that door, because I hear the TV. 1 second. 1 second. So I paid 299 baht for a pint of Guinness. 299 baht. That's $10. That's the same. That's the same as back home. You'd never expect that to happen. That's why I don't drink in Succumbit. And he go, I'm honestly not a fan of retired working for you guys. Well, I'll just say that he makes very good videos, but I wouldn't be a fan. I'm the same. I'm not a fan of that channel. I don't watch it. I don't really watch it. But I'm not saying he's very good. He's a fine person. He makes great videos, and the best of luck to him. But, I do not love the Dr. Fell. The reason why I cannot tell, but this for sure I know so well. I do not love the Dr. Fell. That's actually in Berkeley University on the wall. It's an old Latin thing that I do not love the Dr. Fell. The reason why I cannot tell, but this for sure I know so well. I do not love the Dr. Fell. You don't have to love everybody, and for no reason. You just don't like someone. You don't know why. It's just you don't like them. So, that channel doesn't resonate with me. It doesn't resonate with me. That's all I'll say. Andy Gomez, I've met Brett Dev before. He's a very nice guy. A very genuine. He's got an Essex accent. Hello, my name's Brett Dev. Now, he speaks like Michael Caine. I know he'll forgive me for saying that, but he's a really nice guy, and I've had a few beers with him more than once, and it's good to know him. It's good to know him. Santi Sabai Life. Andy Gomez, yeah, I see it's gone now. Sorry, I didn't see it before it was pulled down. Yeah, Andy Gomez, Santi, no problem, mate. Shame it's gone. I'd love to be able to watch it. Johnny Big Lips, it was very juicy. Yeah, well, you see, no, what is it? Hell knows no fury. There you go. But that can only help his channel. Thai Talks with Dan. He's getting the views. I get the views on this channel if I get the right video. But the big picture of panorama is on a plateau. It's very niche. I get between 4, maybe 5,000 if I'm lucky. The odd video will get up to 10,000 or maybe even 80 to 100,000, but they're very odd. So it's a very niche thing. And I think I'm going to have to try and not get away from that, but to embellish that somehow, to make the videos more interesting, to appeal to a wider audience. Let's say I buy 6 packs of bottles of Guinness beer in America for $12. I prefer the 4-pack cans. They have CO2. Yeah, the balls. You shake them. We call it a widget. You shake them, and it's draft. There's nothing like a draft Guinness, but the draft Guinness here is absolute baloney. It's horrible. They don't know how to do it. Harry is turning. That's my wife's desk beside me here. Harry, just close that door, because I don't know if you can hear that TV thing. Close the door when you're going back, Harry. But to buy a Guinness anywhere outside Dublin, I'd say, Dublin. Anywhere outside Dublin, you got to be very sure. This might look, that thing, it's as tight as it can go, but it keeps falling down. That's what happens when you drink, you see. Maybe both agree to pull the videos down because they're both waiting for the court dates. Okay. Harry, close the door. You see, look, this is bloody hell. It's like Grand Central Station here. Anyway, yeah, but look, all I can say is that kind of stuff, like Donald Trump, there's, there he goes again. Anyway, it's like Donald Trump, you see. He'll say something sensational just to keep his name out there. And Oscar Wilde had said this, that there's no such thing. No, he didn't. Oscar Wilde says there's only one thing worse than being talked about, and that's not being talked about. And that's so true. Especially in media. If you live by the sword, you die by the sword. So if you're looking for, like, that Rotty girl, for example, or whatever, doesn't matter what they're saying about her as long as they're saying it. And that's the truth. So it doesn't matter if you're if you want to succeed on social media, you need to have yourself consistently up there. And that's at the end of the day, we're talking about him. So he's going to get a few views out of that. And that's the way it is, and fair play to him. Retired working for you, we've talked about him as well. He probably got a few views, probably doesn't need them. But he worked in media before. And he's very, 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 very clued in on how to make successful videos. Does his research. I'll give him that. He does his research. It's very fact-based. It's based on facts. I tend not to base my videos on facts. I always say this on this channel. It's my own experience, because you get yourself into all kinds of hot water if you say something wrong, as a fact. And he goes, Sandy, yeah, I'd say you're probably right. And Sandy, Don Henley song, Dirty Laundry. God, I remember that one. Indeed. It's a dirty. I won't sing it. Because if I sing it, I get done for copyright. That was a great song. Kick them when they're up, kick them when they're down. There you go. Woza. Do you know, she asked me, she said, what are you doing tonight? And I said, I'm going to do this live stream, and then I go down to the market and do a bit. But you see, I told her after that then, because she said, well, we'll drive up to Pontoon when you finish at 1 o'clock in the morning. I said, God damn. I just said, I'm not going to bother going down to the market tonight. I was down there last night. I've been down there every night this week, pumping out the videos. We've done a video every single night down there. So I'm going to take a bit of a time out. And I'll tell you how I enjoy my time out. It's very simple. I buy a 2-liter carton of milk and cereal. They have the Nestle stars. They're the little stars. They're corn things. They're lovely. And I will sit with a big bowl of Nestle stars and do a Matt Stoney. If you know Matt Stoney, the professional eater, see how fast I can eat them. I can lower back. I can actually open my gullet and pour 2 liters of milk into me in about, I could do it in a minute. I've done it in a minute. Actually, I was going to make a video about that a long time ago, but I gave up milk. But that's me. That's my comfort. That's my comfort zone. That's what I'm going to do tonight when I finish the drink and when all the rest of it. I told you, this is Grand Central Station. Whatever. I was in Grand Central Station once, actually. So basically, that's my comfort thing. And I'd be interested to know, what's your comfort thing? See, the door left open again. This is Thailand. Is she going to close it? She's not. Is she? Hang on. Watch. She did. There you go. That's a first. But I'd be interested to know, what's your comfort thing? I love me milk and cereal and a bit of bread and butter. You can buy Australian butter here. Thais don't do butter. You can buy Australian butter in 7-Eleven, Australian cheese, because obviously the closest place that has dairy products, reliable dairy products. Thais don't do dairy, you know that. But I would have bread and butter with Myanmar. I was in Myanmar and I bought Royal Myanmar tea. Let me show you. This is absolutely wonderful stuff. You can actually buy it in Bangkok as well. I know a lady who sells it in Sunnysand Market. But there you go. Royal Myanmar tea. And it's like English breakfast tea. It's got a sachet. They're sachets with the powder. And you get milk and sugar and the tea. There you go. Look, they're all there together. It's absolutely delicious. I'll have that with a bit of bread and butter. And I'll be out right as rain. That's my comfort zone stuff. Where are we? Keep it real, Tim. How you doing? As for YouTubers, none of them are famous as they think they are or want to be. Being genuine and sincere as Dave, I believe. Thank you. It's something to be proud of. Not a YouTube ego the size of an elephant. Thank you very much indeed, Tim. I appreciate that. And Bruce Davis, I'm not into the drama. I had a girlfriend that blasted me out on YouTube because she wanted $200 per, she said, not sending and blast. Yeah, look. I think people who blast people on YouTube are just immature, to say the least, and they're lacking. It says more about them than it says anyone who blasts somebody like that, anyone who does something against somebody. It says more about them than it says about the person they're at. If I had this discussion with someone the other day about sexuality, okay, I was actually with a ladyboy, okay, Filipino. I met her in the video tonight. You'll see her. She's from the Philippines. I had a lovely chat with her, and we were talking about this, that anyone who criticizes people on their sexual orientation, they are the ones that doubt their own sexual orientation because they're trying to deflect the attention from themselves. Because if you're happy within yourself, you're not going to criticize somebody else. You won't feel the need because you feel threatened, you see. That's why you criticize, because you feel threatened. So people who are homophobic are generally, probably subconsciously, unsure of their own sexuality. They feel it a threat. That's my view. That's my view. Because if you accept yourself and you're happy within yourself, you don't feel the need to be negative. You don't feel the need. There's no need. Anyway, that's my opinion. Blah blah. And Laz says, Tumblr, save yourself a lot of aggression by not falling in love with a Thai girl in the span of 2 weeks. Slow down, and you'll discover a lot more about her. I like her other boyfriends and her children. And Tim says, many YouTubers are excellent actors, yet extremely false. As soon as I suss them out, I unsubscribe. And Johnny Big Lips, Dan made 2 videos about his ex-missus, said she was a bar girl and a bad mother. Huge loss. That was wrong to do. I mean, I'm not saying wrong. I can't say it's wrong.
Put this in a microwave.
Okay, I'm not doing it.
No,
Fuck it, they're on the floor. You can't eat them now. Sorry. No, get the new one. You see what you're going to do? I'm going to show you something. They fell on the floor, and she's going to feed them to him. You can't give them to him now. You can't. She's going to run them under the tap. And he was in hospital before with food poisoning. Okay, I'm not going to see. This is it. This is a domestic situation. This is the culture, you'd say. This is the culture. This is where that's salami, ham kind of stuff. CP. It's after falling on the floor, and the floor is filthy. And now she's after running under the tap with cold water and putting in the microwave. The Thais eat cold cuts hot. That's another thing. Why? They're called cold cuts for a reason. I'm not going to argue. She's going to give. I'm not going to argue. So get into it all. Because here's me talking about man Dan. I'm not going to start that. Anyway. Yeah, but you're not into drama. And Laz says, save yourself a lot of aggression. Follow, yes, and keep it real. Many YouTubers are excellent actors. Yes, Johnny Dan tube videos. Bruce, where was she from? Bruce says she blasted me, and all her friends said, I hate you because all she wants was money. So glad I'm not with her. And Laz says, just for clarification, it's really Grand Central Terminal, but mistakenly referred to as Grand Central Station. Sorry. Okay, I stand corrected. I was there one beautiful day, and it was a beautiful day because it was in New York. And it was Patrick's Day. I was in New York for the St. Patrick's weekend, 2001, and I went up the Twin Towers. I don't know which one it was, the North or the South Tower, in 2001, and that was March, 6 months before. And I was up the very, very tippity top of either one. And it took us ages to get down because the queues for the elevators were ages. I mean, there's lots of people waiting, and the elevators could take, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know, lots of people, 30 people at a go. But you had to imagine that was an organized thing. Imagine trying to get out in panic. I'll never forget that. I was there 6 months. I was there on the 17th of March 2021, almost 6 months exactly before that terrible thing happened. Bruce Davis, Philippines. Bruce says, keep it real, Tumblr, bang on Tumblr, and keep it real. She's saying I'll be fine. She's saying it'll be fine when it's washed. She did, yeah, she did. But you see, she runs it under a cold tap. You see, he was in hospital with 2 bacterial infections because something fell on the floor and he put it into his mouth and ate it. And I'm sitting here in my bare feet underneath my desk, and underneath my desk is dirty because I sit here every day, and the wheels of the seat or the chair are going backwards and forwards. But the Thais have this thing. Her mother actually was drying fish. This is a good few years ago when we lived in her house, her mother's house. She was drying fish out in the sun on this wickerware kind of baskety thing. And didn't the cat grab a fillet of fish or a piece of fish and run away? And I clapped my hands and he dropped it. And I was about to throw it into the canal, and their mother stopped me. She ran it under the tap and put it back in the basket after it was in the cat's mouth and on the floor. I mean, come on. This is it. We spoke about culture. You'll never win because it's their culture. You'll never win. If I was to maintain that, I would love to just take the cold cuts and put them in the bin, but she's after giving them to him. But what can you do when you live in a shoe? Bruce dodged the bullet. And Bruce Davis, oh yeah, and Andy. But I love Filipino girls. I've got nice girl now, so careless about why they want drama. Yeah, drama. Bruce Davis, Thai women, um, if drop on a dirty floor, just wash and eat. Yeah, they do. That's what they do. If food falls on the floor here, they run it under the tap and eat it. I don't know. There's another great channel. I'll give credit to what credit's due. It's called Vsauce. Vsauce. And it's an American guy called Michael. He lives in the UK. And he makes loads of videos. He made a particular video about this, about the 2-second rule. And does it have any bearing? And apparently it does because of time. So you drop something on the floor and you pick it up within 2 seconds. It doesn't have as much time to gather enough E. coli and the E. coli's friends. The longer it's there, the more it gathers. But the minute it hits the floor, it's got whatever was on the floor. And this is Bangkok, and the streets are filthy. And that's why they take off their shoes when they're coming in and out, but it's still a filthy floor. Let's say, oh yeah, Andy, and Bruce says, if Thai women drop the floor washing these, and Santi Sabali, that's how a lot of Thais live to be over 100 years old. Maybe it's because they have a tolerance that we don't have because we're too mollycoddled, I suppose. And I won't put up with drama from women anymore. I've had a relationship with a dramatic woman that caused me problems, so I will do all I can now to protect myself from being subjected to their crap. Well, there you go. Sometimes I wish I was single. Obviously, we all do. But there are obviously benefits. Some, you can live with them, but you can't. That's the thing. That's very nice. That's very nice. But I'll say, Kevin, hello, Kevin. Scott Mallon once found a cockroach in his burger. Manager simply took the insect and returned the burger. Just job done. My God, Bruce. So, does this happen in restaurants and our food stands? I saw, and I'm not obviously not going to mention who it is. I saw a lady selling food, chicken. She had a street, just where I am here, very close where I am. She was marinating the chicken in a sauce thing, and then she was rinsing them in a basin under a tap in a sink, and then one side of chicken fell on the concrete floor. It's an outside restaurant, and she just picked it up, ran it under the tap. She's not going to lose the sales. I've seen it more on many occasions. There's that's just the way they are. That's just the way they do things here. And let's say, and Bruce Davis says hello to Kevin, but that's the way it is. They have a different attitude towards food hygiene than we would have. And by virtue of the fact that when you go to 7-Eleven, you buy a cold cut, they say, do you want it warm? Is it mai? Do you want it warm? So why would I want the cold cut warm? The whole idea is eat it cold. It's incredible. Mr. Man, Scott Mallon had to go at a go at me today for mentioning mongers. Wow. Excuse my ignorance. I don't know Scott Mallon. I'll obviously have a look at him now after this. Andy Gomez, yeah, they still refuse reuse food if it drops on the floor. I've seen it many times. It's amazing. You see, these are the cultural things that it doesn't sit well with me. I can't. My son is in there eating. There he is. There, look, he's finished it. Look, I'm going to show you. There's only one left. He's after demolishing the whole lot of them. And there was a fresh pack in the fridge, you see. I would have put them in the bin. I directed that at her. Her English isn't that good. But I don't want to prove my point. In other words, I don't want him to be sick tomorrow. But if he is, I tell you, well, you were the one that gave the thing. But that's the way. Look, that's the culture. That's the way it is. And that's one of the things you have to learn. Well, not learn, but you have to put up with. I don't know what he wants now. I'm going to get another Leo. We're going to keep this going for a little bit longer. Hang on one second. As I said, it's like Grand Central Terminal. Sorry, Grand Central Terminal. Yeah.
Put this mayonnaise in a bowl.
That's not mayonnaise, that's sandwich bread.
Sandwich bread?
It's not the same. I'll buy mayonnaise for you. Here, I bought that. Nutella. Nutella. That's Nutella. Okay. One second, lad. Okay. Sushi.
No.
Chocolate spread on bread. Chocolate spread. There.
No, chocolate.
Sorry, lads, for 1 second.
What?
So you're seeing it as it is. You're seeing it as it is, as you always see it on this channel. I give it to you straight. And this is it. This is a Friday night. She's there washing stuff. He's there at the fridge trying to get some of it. God knows what he wants out of it. So, and Mr. Mallon says, fair play to him. He'll grow up strong. Well, probably will. Hang on. But my constitution has changed here, because I've had my fair share of food poisoning, but I can eat the stuff that they eat. Hang on, I'm going to close that door again. I can eat the stuff that they can eat. Especially up in Pontoon, they cook food. I made a video about this, and they left it out, and it's like a greenhouse, the house full of glass, and it's really unbearably hot. Is that door going to close? Kind of, but basically it sweats in these plastic bags, and it sits there for 2 or 3 hours, and then they come back and eat it. It goes against the grain. It goes against the grain, as lots of things do here. And when I make videos on this channel, people misunderstand my rants as being negative about Thailand. It's not being negative. It's just venting my frustrations that I'm the one at fault, because I'm the one that has the issue. They don't have the issue because it's their country, you see. They let them do what they want to do. Tim says, the washing foods that have been on the floor is generally because the Thais' past upbringing. They need to save all foods. Only 30 years ago was paramount. Money was extremely tight. Yeah, I understand that. They won't waste. They don't waste. Once I found maggots in my sushi. Johnny Big Lips. God. I swear to God, I wouldn't eat sushi off the street. I wouldn't eat sushi on the street market, because I've seen them in Wig Wang. The stuff they don't sell the night before, they do it. They bring it back again the next day. They don't throw it out. There is no recycling of best before dates. Andy Gomez, they won't refrigerate cooked food. Instead, they just leave it out in the warm. Yes, exactly. They don't refrigerate cooked food. That's the thing. And that just, for me, I just can't understand that. But see, again, that's my problem. It's not their problem, because that's how they live. They've been living here well enough before I ever came. And, I try to, when I say correct, can I say that? I try to impart my view to my spouse. I'm going to use these words because she wouldn't understand that. But she'll just tut, go away, leave me alone. She doesn't want to know. They say that they think, she says to me that Farang think they know everything. And they go, they won't. Yeah. So basically, that's this. This conversation we're having is in keeping with the tone of the channel. That it's, when I'm frustrated by something, I'll put a video up, but I don't want it to be confused with being negative, because it's not. It's just the way I am, and it's not their fault. It's my fault. If the police officer doesn't reprimand me for having my son sitting on my wife's lap in the front passenger seat of the car, and he only reprimands me for not wearing my seatbelt, should I criticize him? No, because that's their culture. And okay, it's dangerous. We know it's dangerous, but it's the way they do. They bring people in pickup trucks, 10 people in the back of a pickup truck, 5 people on a motorcycle. It's just the way they do it. I don't know. I don't know. It's just the way it is. It's part of the charm of the place. A trip to Amsterdam, Laz says, in a trip to Amsterdam, I went into a chocolate shop and pointed to 3 small pieces I wanted, and with no gloves or a piece of was not a piece of paper. The elderly woman just picked them up barehanded and boxed. Well, there you go. That's the old culture, you see. That's the way they are. Andy Gomez, they won't refrigerate cooked food. Instead, they leave it out in the warm hours and eat it again. Absolutely. That's exactly what they do. Laz, in the weekend in Amsterdam market weekend market, the meat cutter wiped his bloody hand on his apron and gave a loaf of bread to a customer barehanded. There you go. There you go. So it's not just Thailand. It's the older way of doing things. You see, um, we have been, especially the EU. If you buy meat, the address of the farm has to be on the packet. The address of the farm has to. If you buy a ground beef, you call it in the States, we call it mince meat, but or minced beef. If you buy that, the address of the farm has to be on the packet. So we are completely mollycoddled. There's no necessity for that. But here, you don't get anything like that. You buy your meat down in the market. It's just he'll be doing this and handling the money. That's the dirtiest thing, as you know, you can handle. And he'll pick up the meat barehanded. And I've seen him doing it. Of course, I've seen him doing it. So that's the way it is. So again, it's not a criticism. It's just the way they do things. Ah, I knew someone once here, a fellow Farang, who wouldn't drink Chang from a bottleneck because he knew the bottles were recycled and rats could have ran over them. That's what he told me. He wouldn't drink Chang from the bottleneck because all the bottles are recycled. You see, well, most of them. And these were, when I say recycled, they take the empties and they wash them and they put the beer in them. If a Thai sees a rat in a bag of rice, they say lucky rat. I didn't know. I didn't know that. I'm sure. I don't know. I know that in Vietnam they eat rat. I know they. I know they do. I know they do. Um, but again, it's not wrong. It's just the way they do things. That's the way it is. Um, I've eaten insects here. I've eaten crickets. I haven't eaten the water beetle or the horseshoe crab because that was in one of my videos. We were down in Bansang a couple of weeks ago. The horseshoe crab. I just couldn't. I just couldn't. I just couldn't. That thing looked like something from a horror movie. I just couldn't. Taxi to yo, it's good to have you. Are there karaoke bars near Wig Wang Market? And what's the score? I tell you, there are oodles of them. Wig Wang Market, if you go all the way down and just follow the road around, you go on to Intram Ra, and it's full of karaoke bars. I was charged 400 baht in one of those bars for a large bottle of Leo. 400 baht. The average, though, is about 120. The girls will sit with you, they'll talk with you, they'll play around with you. You can start messing around with them. Some of them, you can go a lot further with them in the bar itself. I just won't go into too much detail on that. And the odd one, yes, you can adjourn to a more private, let's say, chamber if you want. That's the story with that's the way they are. But I don't like them because they're just very expensive. You can sit there all night, they buy her a drink, and they cajole you to buying the drink. And O'Donnell, you must be from Ireland. Um, I'm a qualified maths teacher. Would you recommend moving to Bangkok? Would the salary be enough to have a good life? Mostly, you won't. I don't know if you get a job as a maths teacher. You get a job as an English teacher, and the salaries for English teachers vary, but the average is about $1,000 per month. You'd need a bit more than that to have a good life. 1,000, you'll survive, but if you've got a third level degree and you're a maths teacher, do a TEFL course and become an English teacher, coupled with the fact that they won't. I don't know if they'll let you teach maths because that's reserved for Thais, unless you get a job in an English in what is it, Wall Street or a place like that. But I will say yes, you're in good stead to come over here and make a reasonable living. Absolutely. Um, where are we now? Keep it real, Tim. The use of the date on Asian, the use to date on Asian food packaging might as well be a free lottery number. Yeah, I understand exactly. Mr. Man, in a bar I drank in Cambodia, um, the barmaid would take beetles. My God. Johnny Big Lips International School, 60 to 80,000 baht. There you go. There you go. I didn't know it was that high, but 60 to 80,000. But the thing about that, you're on a rota. You don't. I was speaking to a girl who was doing that. She doesn't know what her days off are for the following week. She works 5 days out of 7, so she got Monday, Tuesday off one week, and Thursday, Friday off the next week. But I don't know. But they say you earn your money there. That's for sure. Um, Actually, the old good quality of girls in those karaoke bars, would you say? Yeah, well, they're not. That's a very good question. And I'll be honest with you, no. The quality of the girls in the karaoke bars are a lot different than the quality of the girls in you'd find in other places like Park Terrace or the more established, the more fashionable establishments, let's say. There are some lovely girls there, but there wouldn't be the same. They wouldn't be. They're even dressed sometimes the same. They do dress, but they're we call them in Ireland slappers. Don't know what you call them elsewhere, but they're just rough and ready. Um, where are we going here? International. Um, they're similar to Nana. They're not similar to Nana. They're not similar to Nana at all, really. Keep it real, Tim. Mr. Man, and eat them. Harry is getting excited there. And Enda says, thanks, Johnny. And it says, I've done TEFL. Well, you've done TEFL, then you're fine. You're fine.
I don't have any legs.
Oh my God, no legs. Harry's no legs. He's jumping in a pillowcase here. Crickets taste a little like popcorn. Yeah, I agree with you. They're quite tasty. 60 to 80 baht to euro. Well, 30,000 baht is $1,000. So 60,000 is $2,000. Say €2,000, give or take, per month. And somebody has said it there, 15 to €2,000. There you are. Kobayashi and the use currency converter, mate. There you go. And okay. And thanks, Johnny. And Santi Sabadi Life. Teaching at a good school is definitely a real job. It really is. If you get a really good school, you make a good living. And that's what I say. I saw a lot of girls outside. I saw a lot, Mr. Man. I saw a lot of girls outside massage places. Yeah. There's lots of look. Wig Wang is full of all that stuff. It goes down to Intramra. All around there, you get lots and lots of anything you want. And up around the Rashidafisik part of it near there, you got the Chinese and the Vietnamese, well, the Korean kind of place, the entertainment places where you have your Dubai club. Google Dubai Club Bangkok. That's on site 13, Rashida. And it's just incredibly expensive. Johnny Big Lips, what happened to the woman? Ola. I don't know. I was drinking with another woman who owns a bar up the street from her, and I was talking about Ola. I must have said something out of school. I really don't know, but she hasn't been very cordial. I was up there doing the live stream on Wednesday. I noticed when she saw me, she moved in. She was sitting outside. I think I must have said something out of school because all those people that own those businesses up there, they all know each other. I didn't say I'm wrong, but I must have said I do work for her, or whatever it was I said, it must have offended her. That's what I think. Andy Gomez, I only spend about 25,000 baht per month. Everything else I earn, I save. But then again, I rarely drink. But there you go. If you don't drink, you'll save. Mr. Man, who looked like old tabby cats? Mr. Man says. Bruce Davis, Harry, you're the man. Well, he is. He's a chip off the old block. Andy, I rarely drink. Well, good for you. Rarely, yeah. Bruce Davis, can you say about Thai Date? Thai Date VIP is a sponsor of. Well, I won't say a sponsor, but I promote his website, and he gives me a payment for everyone who signs up. and it's a nice arrangement. Andy Gomez, what part of Thailand are you living in? I'm in Bangkok at the moment, this minute. I'll be in Pontutini within the next 2 hours. That's a 43-kilometer drive from here. Tumblr, don't dream of making Western wages in Thailand.
Are you finished yet?
Yeah, in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Now.
Say hello to the guys.
Hello.
There you go. Don't dream of making Western wages in Thailand, but most move and spend. Okay, like they're making Western wages. It'll take a few months to a year to adjust to the cost of living. Absolutely. Andy Gomez, and exactly, it saves a ton of money. What I spend, I live in a nice condo and eat incredibly well. And Johnny Bigless, he's talking to Andy. Okay, and Andy Gomez, Santi, I'm up north. There you go. Listen, guys, I just want to say I'm under a bit of pressure here. As you can see, she wants to go. She's loading up the car. He wants to go. It's wonderful to have you. I want to thank you all again for your support to the channel and for being here tonight for this stream. We'll do more of these. I try to do them on a weekly basis. And I just want to say again, Tumblr, Laz, thank you so much for your support. And she's telling me now to go. Okay, so listen, it's Ed O'Connell, pleasure, and Mr. Man, good luck. Thank you very much, lads. I'm going to have to sign off. I'll see you. Keep an eye out for the next video on the Big Picture El Panorama. It's going up in about 3 hours from now, and it's already scheduled, and you'll learn all about Wig Wang Night Market and what's happened to it. I'll see you again very shortly, lads. Take care. Keep it here. Bye-bye. Andy Gomez, Sandy, when I lived in Bangkok, I was spending around 35,000 each month, so it's definitely more expensive there. My God, yeah. Well, you can go. Look, you can go through whatever you want to go through here. It depends on what you do. Anyway, take care, lads. See you again soon.